Hey guys, it's me Terminal. So today we're going to be going over Gunsmith classes that are best suited for controller players. So pretty much we're just going to be going over ideal classes and Gunsmith loadouts that are best suited for controller play. This is just based off of my experience and playing along with other controller players and getting their experiences and feedback based on their play style, how they usually play, and some important aspects when it comes to playing with a controller. So let's just get into it. So there's going to be a few major things that we need to consider when it comes to making a loadout for controller play. The most important aspects are ADS speed, control, and range, and mobility. One of the most important things is ADS speed, because unlike playing with your thumbs, you have the advantage of the controller of having the physical buttons play out like this. When you're moving around the map, you're a lot more mobile. You definitely have more control than someone who's just playing with two thumbs in terms of mobility and maneuvering, because you have the physical buttons to play with right here. You can hit those buttons with just like 3 fingers or whatever. You can slide, jump, shoot, and all that at the same time compared to someone who's just using 2 thumbs. And so because of that, you need to be able to be very mobile with your shots. I'm going to go through some of my Gunsmith loadouts for my guns that have been suiting me as a controller player. And then just so that way it hits all those aspects of what is important in controller play in making your Gunsmith class. So the first gun I'm going to show you is my AK-117 class. So this is definitely going to be hitting a few major points, is range, ADS speed, and mobility, and control. One of the first things that I made sure to put was to put a short barrel, because this is probably the most important aspect in terms of getting a quick ADS speed is the short barrel. Your range is not going to be as far in comparison to, like, let's say this extended light barrel or even the marksman, but the AK-117 can still hit a far shot because it was just built that way. It's already like that in general. I can probably hit no more than 40 to 50 shots. Range isn't something that I'm emphasizing too hard, because the aim assist range kind of falls off within a certain point. So as soon as I probably hit like 40 to 50 meters, even 30, the aim assist will kind of just be non-existent, you could say. But in very close range and within very close encounter, the aim assist is extremely strong. If you are able to control your shot right, then you could probably hit a farther distance. And what I love about the AK-117 for controller play is that it is extremely controllable in terms of stability. So I never really need to put like an underbarrel or anything like that. I never need to put like these foregrips, because if you look here, it reduces the ADS speed. You can probably substitute the barrel for the stock barrel and probably put in the strike foregrip. That way you have your vertical recoil control, but it's not very necessary, and I'm going to show you in the later on in the gameplay how that plays out. The other attachments you want to take a look at also I have here are skeleton stock and my stapled grip tape. These also increase ADS speed, so I try to max out ADS speed as much as I can. It snaps on quickly when I'm trying to aim at an enemy. And another thing is I have the tactical laser, which is going to increase my ADS speed and my bullet spread accuracy. This is important because this is how I'm able to even hit my range shots, because it's because of this laser. Now, even though it has visible laser sights, as long as it's not like you're trying to make a stealth build, because no matter what, someone's going to try to charge at you. And if you're confident enough, you can be able to take that fight. But you can also substitute for this MIP laser right here, or even just this one right here, the RTC laser, which increases your hipfire accuracy. The aim assist with the hipfire is actually pretty strong, so that's also something else to consider. But this laser also does the trick well for hip firing with controller. So for my RU-79, this is for my SMG class. Again, on this one, I emphasize more on mobility and ADSing and a little bit less on accuracy and distance, because by nature, the RU-79 can already hit really long shots in comparison to SMGs like the MSMC and the PDW. So for the barrel, I chose the YKM integral suppressor. That's because it's a silencer, and plus it has increased ADS speed, and plus it already knocks out two attachments into one, so that way I have an extra slot on my Gunsmith. It doesn't really like take up two attachment slots because it's already integrated. For the laser, I chose the MIP laser again, increased hipfire accuracy and sprint to fire speed. And I really like this one because when you're running and you're sprinting, sprint to fire speed is pretty important because while you're sprinting, it's not like you're standing still when you're using an SMG. You're running on a lot. You're extremely mobile. You are jumping and sliding and everything. For the foregrip, I chose the strike foregrip because even though the RUS can hit good shots and is accurate and all that, there is still a bit of recoil that you need to control in comparison to an SMG like the PDW. So I chose the strike foregrip so that way it will still give me good amount of accuracy without there being much of a fall off in ADS. For grip tape, I chose the staple grip tape again. I put this in pretty much like whatever gun I have. Any chance that I have to reduce ADS speed, I try to do that. For stock, I just removed the stock. It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, it's going to reduce the vertical recoil control and all that, but at the end, it balances out with the foregrip that I put. Next up is the DLQ. The DLQ is pretty much the ideal go-to weapon when it comes to quickscoping. The usual thing that controller players want to hit are quickscopes, so ADS speed again is important, but also so is accuracy and whatnot. The main emphasis here is ADS speed and a little bit less on accuracy because usually when people try to hit quickscopes, it's normally really close range, probably within the range of like an SMG or a closer distance AR shot. As you can see in this clip that I just pulled right here, I have a 6 feed. So just to go over the upgrades that I put, for the stock, I put the skeleton stock because again, it increases movement speed and ADS speed. It's definitely going to decrease the bullet spread accuracy, but that doesn't really matter because bullet spread accuracy matters more in SMGs, ARs, anything that has an automatic fire to it. And flinch stability, it doesn't really matter much when you're trying to hit your quickscopes. So I feel like those compromises are very doable. For the laser sight, I chose the OWC Laser Tactical. Again, ADS speed again. But recently, as I made this video, there was a supposed buff in the ADS speed for snipers, so they made it quicker now, so you don't have to make those compromises by putting a super short barrel and anything that's going to decrease your accuracy by a lot, not like in Modern Warfare. Perk, I chose sleight of hand. When you're trying to quickscope and you're trying to like go through all the shots, you're gonna want to reload quickly. I would probably put FMJ too, just cause, but for the sake of it, I would have just gone with sleight of hand. And of course, that's where that comes in with the extended mag, so that way you have a better chance of hitting more feeds. So just as a bonus one that I picked is the HBR because this is probably one of my favorite guns in the game. And so for that, I chose the MIP light barrel, which again increases ADS speed, but is going to decrease the bullet spread accuracy. But it doesn't really matter with the bullet spread accuracy because the HBR is already accurate as it is. So there's not really a big of a fall off in terms of that. But I guess that's just something to consider. It's not very negligible. I chose a red dot sight because I don't like the iron sights on these. One of the most key things to make sure when you're trying to make a class like this is start getting used to iron sights. One of the most important things is you need to start getting used to iron sights because red dot sights can actually slow you down. Now, even though in the most recent hotfix where red dot sights don't really play a huge role in slowing down your ADS speed anymore, it's still kind of significant. Even in the previous update, you could still feel the difference in some way. So for the stock, I chose the OWC skeleton stock. Again, ADS speed and movement speed. Don't worry too much about bullet spread accuracy and flinch stability because the gun is stable as it is. It's a really good AR, and I've been swearing by it since the last season, and I didn't have to put like 4 grips or anything like that. I used to like just put on a quick draw, and I just put on a quick draw and a fast reload, and I was already ready to go. Under barrel, I chose the strike foregrip because we're trying to compensate for the loss of accuracy when it comes to putting on that barrel and putting on that stock. For perk, I chose tough because I like being able to sprint. I also did the same perk for the AK-117 as well. All my ARs, I love to put on tough because whenever I'm playing objective games like domination or hardpoint, I like to just sprint right away to the objective as I spawn in. So now I'm just going to show you a few games of just how these classes tend to work out in terms of gameplay and whatnot, and you're going to be able to see how these guns play in those scenarios, and you're going to see what I mean when I'm able to hit certain shots and whatnot.
Enemy contact! I'm down! Need backup!
You see how I was able to pull all those shots and cancel up. You see how I'm able to pop all these shots really quickly, and I'm able to handle that recoil? It's because the aim assist already just does that for me. You notice how I can still hit pretty solid range? Still able to lock on pretty well to them too. You guys notice how there was very little recoil from that? And I was doing attachments that would really go against them. So right now I'm going to show you guys the RU-79. Right there was a good example of how I was able to really control that ADS. I'm gonna try to do some hip fire.
I have contact!
Hostiles have destroyed your sentry gun.
I'm down! I'm down!
Capture count. UAV online.
I'm down! I got shot! I'm down! Need backup!
Now I'm going to show you guys the HBR.
Capture the objectives. Enemy taking C. We're capturing A. Enemy has Charlie. We captured A.
Enemy in sight!
Capturing Bravo. Recon ready for deployment.
As you can see, the stability on the HBR is very stable as it is.
Friendly sentry gun.
I'm hurt! Reloading! Cover me!
It's empty.
Reloading!
Enemy
Cover me!
UAV spotted.
Contact with enemy!
Standing by. Repeat. UAV recon is standing by. Sentry gun ready to deploy.
Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did like it, be sure to like and share this video. And also if you want to stay tuned for more content, I'll be uploading more of these as often as I can. I stream from Monday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Wednesdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I also stream on my clan's channel as well from Fridays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. as well, so go ahead and check them out as well. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next video.